Now to our Money Smart series. We've been taking a look at managing finances during the pandemic. And this morning, how to figure out if it's better for you to rent or buy in today's real estate market. Rebecca Jarvis here with that story. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning, George. Yeah, it feels like everyone got the same idea at the same time. It is time to move, and that has sent home prices soaring up more than 17% to new records versus last year. And that begs the question, should you buy or rent?
Carrie Thorpe and boyfriend Brendan have been renting this two-bedroom, pet-friendly apartment for the last 2 years.
Our kitchen, we have a nice little bar area over here.
When the pandemic hit, they had to reassess.
We have 3 animals, so it definitely got cramped pretty quickly.
We love it a lot. It's just we definitely feel like we've outgrown it a bit.
Now they're debating their next move, to rent or to buy.
We want to be able to take advantage of the low interest rates and all of the benefits of purchasing right now. But then there's also houses that are a little bit inflated with the prices.
An intimidating decision anytime, but especially now. Home listings down 37% versus last year. The amount of potential buyers up 53%. Meantime, more available rentals in almost every region of the country compared to 2020.
We're putting money towards rent that we could be putting towards a mortgage and really setting our futures up for more success.
What to do? We asked $1 Million listing star Frederick Eklund to help Carrie and Brendan think it through. First question, how long do you plan to stay?
Sometimes it does make sense to rent because you're not really sure where you're moving, your situation. Sure, rent. But if you're sort of know where you're going in life and where you're going to live, I would say jump into the market now and lock that interest rate in now.
Next up, what can you really afford?
It's important to put down at least, I would say, 20-25%. Try to put down as much as you possibly can.
A good rule of thumb, your house payments, that's your mortgage payment, including things like property taxes and homeowners insurance, should not exceed 25% of your monthly take-home pay. Carrie and Brendan deciding to take the plunge.
We just put our first offer in on a house 3 weeks ago. We quickly became outbid and did not end up getting the house.
Extending their current lease for a shorter period until they can find the house they want at a price they can afford.
Still looking, absolutely.
Fingers crossed.
So, Rebecca, if you want to buy, what's the most important thing to consider?
So like Carrie and Brendan did here, it's an assessment of your own finances. You want to make sure you have at least 6 months of emergency savings set aside. Your credit is in a good place. That will entitle you to a great mortgage rate at these levels. Then you want to have at least 20% for that down payment. Make sure that the monthly payments you're making on that new home are less than 25% of your monthly take-home income. And that includes things like homeowners insurance, those taxes. Remember, there is maintenance involved in maintaining a home that you buy. And time is really key here, George. You want to make sure that you are planning to stay in that home at least for 5 years, especially with prices at these record levels, because they can fall a bit. You want to be able to ride that out so that if you need to sell, you can sell when the house is higher in value than the time at which you purchased it, George.
And the benefits of renting?
So there are plenty of benefits to renting. It's flexible. If you don't know what your long-term situation is going to look like, what your job is going to look like, if you're moving to a brand new city, as a lot of people are, trying out something before you make that long-term commitment can make sense. Oftentimes your maintenance costs can be lower. And George, there are some really great calculators out there at places like Realtor.com and Zillow where you can actually look at whether it makes more sense to rent or buy in the location that you're moving to, given your financial situation, how much money you're willing to put down. Highly recommend checking those out before you take the leap, George.
Good advice, Rebecca Jarvis. Thanks very much.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.